Yo, what is good, world? It's your boy, Calvin Leroy King, the third. And as always, I got my lovely co-hosts with the mostest by my side, Miss Reese PC, the one and only.
Hey, guys.
And we thank y'all for tuning in and turning up for another exclusive segment of This, That, and the Third, the lifestyle show that gives you life. Literally. Now, today, joining us on this exclusive segment, we have none other than Miss Anna Sierra. And she is the president, CEO, commissioner, all that, the head woman in charge of the Women's Basketball League that's right here in Chicagoland area. So can we begin by slow clapping this beautiful queen in?
Of course.
All right. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for being a guest on the show today. And can you tell the people that are listening and tuned in with us a little bit about, like, you got a women's league going on that's busting from what I hear. How, when, why? All that, Z. We need the backstory on how you even got to this point where you got a brand that's so busting.
It's so organized.
So organized, so real,
nice
so official.
schedule.
Like, how did you get here? Tell us the story behind this movement.
Okay, the story is kind of long, but I'll make it a long story short.
Okay.
Okay.
You know when people say that it's going to be a long story.
Kind of. I won't hold y'all up
It's
too
all
much.
good.
So I'm passionate about basketball. I actually played, I'm from the Bronx, New York.
Boogie down.
Boogie down. So the passion originated back at home. I played ball since I was like 8, 10. And, you know, played AAU in Harlem. Played one of the big time high schools in New York. Then I went off to JUCO. Went off to a 4-year university. HBCU. So then after that, I graduated, came here to Chicago. Mm-hmm. Of course, after playing ball for all those years, I wanted to play ball here.
Right.
So I kind of noticed the void of women's basketball in Chicago. It wasn't
not really a thing.
No, it's just
it wasn't, you know, all that for me. And me coming from a big city, where it's kind of like equal, you know, if there's a men's league, there's also a women's league. So I was just like, hey, you know, where the open gyms at?
Right.
You know, where the leagues at? Yeah, you know,
better co-ed. Ain't no just women's only open gym.
I know.
Right,
so,
join us. You got next.
So pretty much, I started to become friends with a lot of the other women that were from Chicago, that played ball here. Kind of big names, you know, played at Marshall, played at all big time schools, you know, in Chicago, and, you know, kind of started to get in that loop, you know what I'm saying? And we, you know, started talking, we all started kind of hanging out together. So it became like kind of like a culture in a way, you know, then, like a little community. And then, you know, people hit each other up. Hey, there's open gym over here. There's open gym over there. So that's kind of how it started. Okay. However, ASWBL started back in 2015. Okay. And started in September. And I was, before I started ASWBL, I was a part of a lot of other kind of big logos, you know, Nike, Ball Up. Okay. It was a lot of men leagues. Yeah. So that kind of made me jealous.
Would you say you was a part of them? How?
I was kind of just part of the staff, you know, putting all the things together.
I thought you was out there crossing niggas over, like, yo, I can get it.
But you saw that.
Right.
That's what made you want it for the women.
That kind of like built that hunger back up. Kind of like, you know, if there's this stuff for all the men, why we can't have it?
Right.
You know, as women.
Right.
And especially me being a ball player, so I'm like, you know, they getting gear, they getting kicks.
Yeah, everything.
You know, they getting sneakers, they getting everything. I'm like, well, I want to create that opportunity for the ladies here because I saw the potential.
Right.
I knew there was a lot of, you know, women who was, whether they just came fresh out of college or, you know, they went overseas, maybe came back. But I saw the potential because we had those open gyms. You know, we developed that culture. So then I started asking, you know, the people that actually were running the leagues, the other commissioners, but they were running men leagues. I was asking, like, hey, what's up with a women's league? You know, because they were already in that, in that line. So I was just like, you know, what's up with that? So nothing ever happened. Years went by, you know, we still doing open gyms, you know, here and there. And then I was just like, man, we're going to have to take the initiative as women to create the opportunity and the ambiance and the environment for us women.
Yep.
So long story short, I know I'm, you know, kind of
intrigued. Like, maybe I'll start a league for niggas under 6 feet. What? No?
Nah, that's not a thing.
You want to create ambiance?
That's not a thing.
Go ahead.
So I took the initiative, and I really turned it into a project. And you know, my goal was pretty much to be an outlet to women's basketball. Like right now, I am focusing more on 18 and over with this basketball league, the ASWBL. However, I do have hopes of focusing more on the younger ladies too.
Okay.
The youth, you know, those I was a little girl that wanted to play ball at the time, and you know, I needed guidance. You know, I needed to be taught the fundamentals and stuff like that. So
is it camps as well as leagues, or is that something that's going to grow into?
That's something that's going to grow into. ASWBL is definitely going to grow into camps.
Okay.
But really, my niche is going to be women. Yes. And not saying, you know, being biased or anything, younger boys, but I feel like there's a lot of activity for the younger guys, you know, younger boys. And I want to keep it kind of strictly like, you know, women and
I feel like they don't really have a place to go when it comes to basketball. You see a girl here and there at a camp, and it's like the boys really, she can't shoot. You know, especially the little kids.
Well,
they're really rough on the girls.
I've seen some, no disrespect, dogs. Young ladies fooling with these young brothers.
They are. But you
and most of them be centers too, because you know y'all get y'all growth spurt a little bit quicker. They be tall as hell compared to the boys.
But you have some girls who want to learn and like it,
get the
but they get
fundamentals.
turned off because
it's not, it doesn't seem like it's for them.
Smart mouth boys.
Oh yeah, we gonna talk some shit.
Correct.
We gonna talk some shit.
I experienced it, you know, kind of just to piggyback off you guys. I experienced it when I was younger. Oh, she's a girl.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
she pull out that sham
I
dog.
know, right? Then when they actually gave me a chance, they like,
oh,
she could hoop.
Yeah.
She's a girl. She's a Tom girl. All right, so we know where you wanted to grow to. Getting it to where it's at, what are some of the biggest challenges? I mean, I know you said that, you know, you had the network and you kind of had to build something from scratch. Did the men jump on board like how you were their staff at one point? Do you now have the brothers working with you?
Yeah, so thankfully, you know, I even though I'm from New York, my network is pretty dope here.
Right.
Like, you know, I've been meeting some great people, great connections. So when it was my turn to actually, you know, kind of move forward with my vision and what I wanted to do, I'm not gonna lie, Chicago showed me a lot of support.
Are you surprised about this? This is my question. You're a little surprised. Because I was going to ask, like, you know what I'm saying? Is it easier for somebody that's not from Chicago to get love in Chicago?
I think so.
That might be a thing.
I think so.
That might be a thing.
And I tell y'all what, that's not the first time. Reese, if she feels that way, I've heard other people say the same thing.
Very
And I'm like, but wait, you know, I
love.
feel different.
It should all be love. Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. But yeah, they call it the house of hate for a reason. Like I don't think we experience that, but I think it is a thing because it's like when you grow up with certain people and you guys are all at these competitive schools and all this, and then it's like, no, we competing to see who's gonna be most successful. So why would I help you? But somebody that comes, especially from a bigger city, like maybe if you came from Atlanta, I don't know, man. Get your little Atlanta ass up out of here. But you from New York, they would be like, oh, okay, big sense. Good idea. We got you right. So that's very interesting, man. But like you said, people have been supportive, have been embracing it. Have you run into any like, oh man, I didn't expect this. When I got into this, I wasn't expecting this big challenge that exists?
There's little, you know, bumps on the road, challenges here and there. I do wear many hats as a commissioner.
Oh yeah.
I'm not just, you know, I'm a one-man operation.
Yeah.
So, you know, at the end of the day, I got to reach out. If I want a great event,
you got to do it all.
I got to do it all at the end of the day. So the challenges I've maybe come across is, you know, just to name a few, just putting the teams together. You know, who gonna be my leaders to run, you know, those other ladies? Because at the end of the day, for example, I have 70 ladies, so 7 teams, and it's a roster of 10. So I can't talk to all 70 ladies, you know what I mean? I have to kind of create a chain where I have my 7 captains, you know, and I talk to them, they, you know what I mean, communicate all the information that they need to know. But it's just kind of choosing or, you know, who's going to step up and take that initiative. And thankfully I've created that environment where, hey, reach out to me. If you need help, you need some players, hey, I probably know them all.
Right.
I could just, throw some players at you. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's probably the biggest thing, and kind of just making sure everyone is on the same page. So I'm consistently on my phone, phone handling, social media, people are part of my staff to make the opening day work, and DJ and, the mic, who I'm going to invite, to make it entertaining, stuff like that. So I do wear a lot of hats.
So will this be something or possibly grow into something like the Chi League?
So it's funny you say that, Reese, because
That's the only real big league I kind of know about.
I actually coordinated for the women's side this past summer, 2017, for the Chi League for the ladies. They actually gave us an opportunity.
Come on now.
I pulled some strings,
Right.
and it was like, come on, let's go, bring it.
Okay.
When they gave me the green light, I was like, yes.
Full speed ahead.
Because that was the first time that Chi League actually gave the ladies opportunity.
Yeah.
Right.
And those platforms like that, Chi League, Ball Up, they always had it for the men.
Yeah, yeah.
So last year when we came out, whole Chicago was like, there's some women ball players out here. So that was nice.
So eventually it'll maybe turn into, or you'll continue that partnership?
Probably so. Usually, Nike, they do come during the summertime. They have events maybe throughout. But I mean, I do look forward to working with them again. But ASWBL is more, again, like a pro-am. I'm going to focus more on the springtime going into summer.
I think look, this is so organized. And if you continue to have all these games, good turnout, I think Nike will be coming to you.
I appreciate
If
that.
you build it, they will come. We will speak that shit into existence. Now, my question is this. Hermaphrodites and sexually, what is it called? Like I don't claim a gender. Where do they fit in? No, I'm dead ass.
If they claim that they're a woman.
Like I was born a man, but I identify as a woman.
Then
Can
So
I?
they be played.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, because you technically can't discriminate.
Yeah, I'm not going to
Man,
discriminate.
that can get
They're
a
women.
little.
I'm not going to discriminate at all.
iffy. Can you imagine Grandmama coming in this bitch?
But wait, let's talk about Joanna Man.
Joanna, man.
I was just going to say.
That movie.
But what if a woman wanted to become a man and she's like they would let him.
Would they?
Yeah.
Would they?
Mm-hmm.
They would.
Yeah, they want to
That would be discrimination.
I've been put on game now. I've been put on game. Because it's just interesting because I thought like it had something to do with biology. Like men, no disrespect, don't steal on me. I thought men were like physically supposed to be stronger than women and more have. Hey, come on, man. I'm not making this up. You guys heard this.
I know.
So I'm trying to be politically correct, but like if a dude comes in there and just like, yo, let me get your number.
I mean, but you got some women that's just as tall and that would accept that challenge.
Oh yeah.
From her now.
Her now.
Right.
Her now. Okay.
Women's basketball has evolved and it's growing. And honestly, when I started this league, I didn't think I would receive all the traction that I did. And it's just been an ongoing project. This is my 4th season now.
Oh.
Yeah.
When does it start?
It starts Tuesday,
Okay.
April 24th.
Okay, we're going to be there. Okay. Where is it held at?
It's held at JLM.
Okay.
Yes, it's a church.
Everything's on this
west
paper
side.
now. I see it. It's all making sense now.
It's
It was
on
just
the-
words at first. I'm like, oh, this is information.
Yeah, it's taking place on the west side of Chicago.
West Side?
Yes.
That's nice.
Is that where most of the female ballers live, or is it just that's where the best gym available is?
You know what? A lot of folks say, Anna, why don't you have something on the south side? I do most of my stuff on the west side, you know, and when I came from New York, by default, I ended up on the west side. So all my friends, you
That's
know,
where you at.
that's where I'm at. So
I'm at where I'm is. Okay.
I don't know, maybe in the future, you know.
I like
take
the
some
west
south.
side.
Yeah.
I enjoy.
You know what? So
I enjoy
it
Joe
used to be
Taco
a
Man, but he's
thing-
now on the south side.
It used to be a thing like which side was more friendlier. I think the west side is a little more.
They'll embrace you.
They look after
That
the
warm
block.
embrace.
They look
Yeah, I
after
believe
their
that.
neighbors.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a little more homey.
And I'll be honest, I mean, I do have friends on the south side. Again, I'm not biased, but the west side reminds me a lot about New York.
Okay.
Hello, west side. We're on the east side. All right, so we're going to play a game, okay? And this game is a tradition here on This and the Third, and it's actually called this, that, and the third. And the rules are simple. We're going to ask you 3 questions. All you got to do is answer honestly and from the heart. Okay? Sure. Now, before we play that, we definitely want to make sure before we end the segment that you give people all your hashtags, all your handles, so they can get in contact with you. They can support the league. They can come out because spectators are allowed.
Absolutely.
And more people that want to join on with the seasons to come, they want to probably know how to register and stuff like that. So we'll do that after the game, all right? Make sure your mic is on. Make sure everything's good. Check your green. Green on the side. Green. We don't want to miss this. We don't want to miss this.
That's green. I see it.
Might have to swap you out right quick.
Oh, swap out. Oh, I'm sorry.
Can't you just take the pack off and place? Yeah, just.
Oh, and then just switch this one. No, he's saying do the whole thing.
Oh. I thought he was just saying switch the pack.
No, just take the other mic.
Completely
Don't
out.
worry about it, yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry about the other. Just you clip it on and put it on the table. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Our bad, moms. Only our mothers watch this show. I'm dead ass. We be having like great shows at 3 viewers, and then we talk about some mess, and then it goes viral.
Oh, I got you.
So this the old.
Since you made it a full thing, I mean, I was just going to say.
Production.
No, she good.
Maybe you guys need to do this part.
Well, I wanted to check it before she put it on. 1, 2, 3.
Mic check.
It's not.
Yeah, I was trying to check it.
I don't know if I put this on right, y'all.
That's fine.
Yeah, right here.
Oh, is it? There's something going on with this stupid mic. Is it on mute?
Now the questions can get a little raunchy, so you've been forewarned. You pulling up tonight at the what?
I would have, but I got work to do. I got to pick up the jersey. I'm gonna show you them
Pull
on
up.
my phone. Yeah,
Ah,
I
you
gotta
got
go
the-
pick them up.
Dang. You still letting the shorties keep them, or the young ladies keep them? They get to keep the jerseys still?
Oh yeah.
And it changed the channel.
It went off.
Oh,
Hold on, let me just change the switch.
I'm sorry,
Nah, you
y'all.
good.
It wasn't
I
your
hope
fault.
I
I
didn't.
locked it.
He be locking mine, cause he know.
Take this out. The whole thing.
It'll be smooth.
Sorry, I probably hit something.
No, it wasn't your fault. I should have locked
Damn, too much booty in the pants.
it. All right, let's try to get it.
Ryan.
Wake up, Ryan. Greatness is upon you, Ryan.
You say what?
Our editor.
I know.
Our editor. Oh, right here? They're my nieces. Yeah, we talking to the dude that edits the film. And he don't want to watch the whole thing. He just want to.
Doesn't watch it.
Dog, he's not a fan. He is not a fan of the show. He is not a fan. He like, I don't want to hear y'all old niggas.
He do be like, yes, ma'am. Ryan, stop.
Don't call me ma'am. Don't call me ma'am. Boom, boom. Yeah, this is dope though, G. And how many?
Somehow you went sitting down.
It's
No,
a 7.
It changed the channel.
7 weeks.
Start off with her
Yeah.
Instagram, and then we'll go right into the game.
Bet.
We're going to get you back rolling.
So we gonna
We're going
start
to lock
off.
it this time.
Okay.
So we got to try it again. So
Okay.
just got to get up for a
Okay.
minute. Slide it back through. Apologize for that. Sorry about it, guys, but I caught it.
You good?
So
We
you
rather
start back.
do this than not hear it.
No, that's right. Wait. Just hold it for a minute. Look up. There you go. All right. So that was and this time we'll put it in front. So,
Okay.
There we go.
Beans.
We on and popping.
all right, so let me hear that count for me.
1, 2, 3.
I'm about to say 2, nigga. She gonna stop at 2.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, here we go. And then that's the mic that you gave me.
Right there.
So we'll start from we're going to ask this, that, and the third game.
Yep.
Bet.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Well, in traditional this, that, and the third fashion, we're going to play a little game called this, that, and the third. And the rules are very simple. We're going to ask you 3 questions, and all you got to do is answer honestly and from the heart. You ready to play?
I'm ready.
All right. So first and foremost, make sure that before the segment ends, and you can actually do this now, how can people get in tune with you in terms of your social media handles and your hashtags? How can they follow you, support the league, and become a part of the league maybe?
And get the schedule. Cause
Yeah,
this is
and
a
get the
really
schedule
good
so we can pull up.
schedule.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very well thought out.
Thank you. So my social media handles is ASWBL on IG. On Facebook, it's also ASWBL. I take that back. I'm sorry. On IG, it's ASWBL3.
The third.
And on Facebook, it's ASWBL. And then also, if you'd like to contact me directly, you can email me at aswbl3@gmail.com. And you can also give us a call at 872-267-1425.
Luna. All right. So we're going to get all into her business now. This is my favorite part of the show, man. And again, just answer honestly and from the heart. Cool?
Cool.
All right. Well, this is this. Growing up as a young lady in New York, and then traveling and doing everything you did with sports and went as far as, you said, a 4-year institution, you know, hooped on the collegiate level, the whole nine. And then coming to Chicago, and it's a totally different environment. What was the biggest culture shock maybe that you had when transitioning?
I'll be honest. I didn't have a culture shock when I came here.
Okay.
Because I feel like Chicago is also a big city. Even though I was in West Virginia, now that was a culture shock.
Oh, okay. Talk about it. Talk about it. West Virginia.
I went to school in West Virginia.
Okay.
And that was definitely the culture shock because it wasn't any type of city life there.
Yeah, coming from New York. Yeah.
Yes.
Man.
However, within the school, we try to make the best of it. And especially, you know, I play ball, you know, so I really didn't have all that time. I mean, we would be practicing 2 days, traveling, all that stuff. So, but there was no culture shock when I came to Chicago. It was actually a pretty easy transition because, again, I think the whole city life helped. And, you know, coming from New York, that's one of, like, the biggest cities.
Right.
So this was more like not so fast, you know, still fast enough, but not so slow, you know. So it was actually kind of
A nice medium
easy
you.
for me.
That's
yeah.
what's up.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what's up.
And then, you know, it was kind of like out of college. I've been here for almost 8 years. So I was kicking it out here, going, you know, to the clubs.
Right, getting your grown woman
yeah,
on.
getting my
Getting
grown
your
woman
grown
on.
woman on. Excuse us. Chi-Town definitely has a nightlife. Excuse us. All right. Well, this is that.
So, being from New York, and I've never been.
Gotta
I've
go.
never been.
Gotta
Same,
go.
same.
I know.
Same.
I was gonna go after college with the guy I was dating. I think he was intimidated because I was gonna give me a Bronx. Yeah, it's just
Excuse us.
happened. What's one thing that you miss from home?
I do have to say New York is more diverse. I do miss that.
Interesting.
I feel Chicago is more segregated.
Oh, somebody has said it who's not from here. And it
Hello,
wasn't
Chicago.
me.
And when I came here, I noticed that right away. I'm Dominican, so
Congratulations.
Hispanic, right? So, you know, but New York, like, you know, we kind of like all mingle together,
Yeah.
you know, like we all hang out, chill together. Like when I came out here, it was a lot of segregation. I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, I haven't met a Dominican here in Chicago. I've met some Puerto Ricans.
Yeah,
I've
I don't
met
think the
some
Dominican
Mexicans.
population is.
They
It's
don't
high.
flourish. They don't seem to flourish.
I haven't met any.
And then, you know, most of my friends are African Americans,
Okay.
you know, so, you know.
Many
I was,
Turks?
yeah, I
Many-
was, you know, cool with that, you know, but I just feel like New York is more diverse in that aspect.
I agree, and I would just say that I think she makes a good point because if you look at your circle of friends, right?
Lots of chocolate
When
and caramel.
I was in Arizona, I had an Indian friend, I had several white friends, I had Mexican friends, Puerto Rican, like I had everybody.
Yeah.
Here, it's like nobody's around each other enough. We all are within our own communities.
Yeah, and that's very
Correct.
true. And you kind of gravitate towards where you live. And since
Yeah.
it is so segregated, it's like, well, I live around all black people. I shop around all black
It drives
people.
me
I-
insane. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
it's interesting. And then, like, what do you do when you do have that token Turk friend, that token white friend, that token Albanian friend? And then you trying to bring them around, and everybody like, what?
Where
Boy,
did
we
you
don't
get
do
this
that
from?
here.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
stick
yeah,
to
yeah.
our own.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard.
I feel like New York, you can run into any ethnicity.
I feel like
And I think that's pretty cool, actually.
that
so.
is.
Okay. Well, this is the third. We love the babies here on the show, right? And we know that you have aspirations to do camps and clinics for the young people coming up. What advice would you give to the 16-year-old version of yourself?
Great question.
Thank you.
So, yes, I do have high hopes of giving back to the younger ball players, teaching those fundamentals. I'd say just stay strong. You know, like you're going to, you know, face adversity.
Right.
You know, you have to have some perseverance, you know, and kind of move on and, you know, kind of get over those hurdles. And just stay focused, you know, find something that you love, you know, and if it's via, you know, sports, it don't have to be basketball, but if it is basketball, then, you know, use that to your advantage, you know, use it as your vehicle to, you know, either pay for college.
See the world.
Yeah, see the world, you know, like it's so much out here, like, so that'd probably be my best advice. And you know, if you don't have the guidance at home, you know, there's people like us. There's
Takes
people
a
like
village.
me,
Takes a
coaches,
village.
you know, there's people that will
Mentors,
look out
the whole
for,
nine.
absolutely, mentors, coaches, everything. And just find someone you could relate to, you know, and kind of, you know, piggyback off of their steps.
We appreciate you pulling up for this exclusive segment. Can we clap this beautiful queen out, please? And we thank y'all for tuning in and turning up for another exclusive segment of This, That, and the Third. We have one more thing to say.
So, one more thing. Y'all know it's 419, but tomorrow is 420. So, just say, just notice the t-shirt.
Breathe in.
Breathe out. Enjoy 420, all right?
Anybody on the live, pull up to the This, That, and the Third Thursday. It's kicking off at the Fly
Tonight.
Space tonight, 2014, South Michigan, from 9 until midnight. And it's going to be the third Thursday of every month going forward.
And thank you so much, Reese and Calvin, for the invite.
They like that. All right, so that about does it for us on another exclusive segment of This and the Third. It's your boy, Calvin Leroy King the Third, Reese PC, the one and only, and we are the undisputed king and queen of Chicago podcast. Check us out.